Hello and welcome. So excited you're on this journey with me here to explore the world of superfoods. What I want to share with you is an in-depth look into all the different kinds of superfoods, different categories and classes, so you can begin adding them into your life in a real super easy way and get the benefits. You've probably heard this term, superfoods. I mean, it's passed around a lot in the marketing, in media. Let's take a look at what is the definition of a superfood. Quite simply, a food that has unique, extraordinary properties. It's super, right? But again, marketing and media, we tend to throw this label around, right? Like broccoli's a superfood. Well, is it? Not in my books. I look a little bit deeper. Broccoli's an amazing food. Apples, amazing food, right? There's a lot of great, good whole foods out there. And, the whole study, the whole science of nutrition, it's very new, it's very young. And at times often find it a little bit amusing. I mean, really what science is doing is just discovering and confirming how good wholesome food is for us. Hey, wonderful, broccoli, it's great, it's good. Like science can confirm, these beneficial properties and chemicals. We should all eat more broccoli. We should all eat more apples. There's that saying, apple a day keeps the doctor away. Good whole food is good for us, and absolutely we should add it in and consume it, right? We want to stay away from junk foods, processed foods, refined foods, have our base of whole foods. And then, to that base of a whole food diet, you want to add in the superfoods. Again, what are those? Let's take a little bit deeper look and a more discerning definition of what a superfood is. Again, super, unique, extraordinary properties, maybe high amounts of specific, vitamins or minerals or, essential fatty acids. There's a unique profile going on within a specific food that's noticeable, that's mentionable, right? Another kind of experiential definition, and when I first, probably the first one that I was introduced to, the concept of it, was a young man working at, in a local health food store, and this idea of hemp seeds first came out, right? And first, before the seeds, it was hemp protein. And people would come in, they'd buy a bag of hemp protein, and sure enough, within a couple of weeks, they were back. They were like, oh my gosh, do you have that hemp protein? As soon as they added it in, it made a noticeable effect, noticeable difference in their life. That's super, right? I could, talk about all the benefits of apples and broccoli and, convince you it's like, you need to eat more apples and broccoli. Will your life change? It would improve. Your health is going to improve depending on where your diet's at. But add in hemp seeds. Made a difference, noticeable, distinct. Do nothing else. One food at a time. It has such a power, such properties to it. You really notice it. You really feel it. Another one was maca. A lot of people, discovered maca. Wow, instant effects, instant feeling. Now, as we go through this course, and as I'm talking about all these different superfoods, just keep it in mind, not all foods are for everyone at all times. So, you might have someone, your best friend, raving about how great maca is. You try it, maybe you don't like the taste, maybe, kind of makes you feel a little weird. Who knows, right? So not all superfoods are for everyone at all times. So as you kind of explore this world, begin adding in, one at a time. Feel its benefits, feel its effects, and get to know it. So another definition I like to share about a superfood is it's a food with a herbal-like strength or medicinal properties. So I keep mentioning apples. Let's take that. That's almost like the gold standard, the classic example of a food, right? Gives us food value, vitamins, minerals, calories, fiber, fantastic food, right? Apple a day. On the other end of the spectrum, we have, a medicine or a herb. This might be echinacea. Something that we might all know is something that's beneficial for the immune system. It helps boost the immune system. Yay, wonderful. We love echinacea. It's good for us. But it's used and consumed as a herb. We can't get food value. We don't get calories. We don't get vitamins, minerals. We're going to add it into our diet at a very specific time for a specific reason. Not all herbs we're going to consume every day all the time either, for sure. Now, a superfood to me is a blend of both those, right? It's the food, it's got the calories, the vitamins, the minerals, all that great nourishment, but it's also got that herbal-like strength, that herbal-like potency. I think one of the best examples are the goji berry, right? This is the #1 food in Chinese herbal medicine. Now, how did it get there, right? This is a system thousands of years old, and they've elevated it to the top. You know, some people dispute the idea, you know, that there is such a thing as superfoods. You know, all foods are equal. All foods are good. I disagree. All foods are wonderful. All foods are good, but some have different unique properties, right? Goji is a complete protein. You know, even for a berry to have all essential amino acids, amazing. That's incredible, right? And you can take them. You might go to a Chinese doctor. He actually might prescribe goji berries. So it has a herbal-like strength, very unique properties in terms of its nutrient content, in terms of its antioxidants, in terms of its vitamins and its minerals and all that it can offer you. And the wonderful thing is, you can just add them into your diet, eat them like a raisin. Great. Another really good example is camu camu. Now this one here, this is a fruit, a little berry from South America. And if we want to talk about extraordinary unique properties, it contains the highest amount of vitamin C of anything on the planet thus far that we've discovered. Per teaspoon, I've seen studies showing it has 1,200% of your daily vitamin C in a teaspoon. Boom, incredible. In this book here, David Wolfe, he highlights a number of his top favorite superfoods. Great reference book to kind of check into, learn about gojis, learn about maca, learn about hemp seeds. He does actually also highlight camu camu in here. And when we're talking about, again, that old saying, let food be thy medicine, medicine be thy food. These superfoods have that ability. They have that potency. There was a man named Dr. James Duke, who herbalist, nutritionist, etc., studied all kinds of different botanicals, and he did a study, and he would rate of all the different things he'd come across, all these different botanicals, for different conditions, right? So it's listed in this book. It's got anti-mutagenic, number 4, right? So of all the things he studied, he rated camu camu as number 4 for anti-mutagenic, antioxidant number 4, antiviral number 6, asthma number 1, atherosclerosis number 1, cataracts number 1, colds number 1, depression number 2, edema number 1. The list goes on where it's, you know, his number 1 food, his number 1 herb for all these different conditions. That is a superfood. That's a powerful food. And again, the amazing, wonderful ability that we have now in our modern day and age is we have access to it, right? These foods that have been culturally revered throughout time, like the goji berry, like chia seeds. You know, here's a jar of chia, a food that, you know, the Aztecs revered for, you know, centuries. It was one of their main foods and their staples of their diet. That's another indication that we want to look at, is that cultural reverence, you know, the long history of use. So cultures, they've come to their own conclusions about how great some of these foods are. Now science is beginning to confirm and correlate those benefits as well. Bee pollen, fantastic. I mean, in fact, everything coming from the hive, be it honey, be it bee pollen, be it propolis, extraordinary nutrients. Fantastic properties. Again, not only extremely nutritive, but can have that more deeper, almost medicinal-like support. But they're just a food. You can consume these things every day as a part of your everyday, adding them into foods. We could go on, and we will, and that's the whole point of this little mini e-course. Greens, we're going to talk about, you know, the algae, spirulina, chlorella. I mean, we have this saying in our culture of, you know, eat your greens. Well, these algae contain so much green, which is the chlorophyll, and we're going to talk about that. You know, how high is it? How beneficial is it? You know, what kind of things can you add it to? Leaves, like nettle leaf. I would call that a superfood. Absolutely. You can use it like a herb, but it's also got really high nutritive value. Some of the grasses, coconut oil is kind of making on the scene of how beneficial it is. So the whole world of superfoods is vast, it's diverse, and I'm glad you're on this journey. We're going to continue to explore. So click video 2 whenever you're ready.